yes I am, yes I am, yes I am. All yet I want, say yes I am. 100 miles up, say yes I can. Is it all love, say yes I am, yes I am, yes I am. It's my life, so I tell me I'm alright and it helps me realize that I'm wealthy, rich in passion, rich in magic. It's my life, so I tell me I'm alright.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Princeton Clark here, and you're tuned into another episode of Evolved Mastery. This is the second episode of the week, and as I stated in the last podcast episode, we will be moving into 3 episodes per week. So that will mean new guests. There will be new topics. That means I'm going to be doing some days where it's just going to be a hot take, and it might be 5 or 10 minutes. Some days it may be longer, but I want to give you guys more value. I really want to pour into this community of listeners, and you guys can help me reach more people by sharing the podcast on social media, but telling your friends about it as well. You can also leave a review, leave a rating, and let me know what you think about it. You guys help me to reach more people, and so I want to start off with that. Like I mentioned in the last podcast, Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll always have what you want, and so my heart, my desire is to help you get that thing you want. And what we're all seeking is fulfillment and freedom at a soul level, fulfillment and freedom at a mental level, fulfillment and freedom at an emotional level, fulfillment and freedom at an overall life level, so that we can truly flow and create the way that we were created to. But without wasting your time, I want to be here for a good time, not for a long time. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about a very powerful topic. And if you can grasp this topic, it will transform your life. And this topic is called the power of ownership. Get one life, people, one life. And today we're going to talk about how much power you actually have when you actually own the life that you have been given, what it looks like, and how it can transform your life. But before we dive into that, few announcements. As I mentioned on the last podcast episode, I would be uploading and getting the quiz page done on the Evolve Mastery website. So that is now done. So if you go into the show notes, you can be listening to this and taking the quiz, and it's going to let you know whether you are in a seeking phase, a building phase, or a leader phase. And it's going to help you guys really begin to understand where you are, what your challenges are in the areas of where you are, and what you can do to start making a difference. Also, the school community is live this week. There's going to be opportunities for some people to win access to the school community for free, but you're going to have to follow me on Instagram if you're not already following me, and also shoot me a DM and just say school contest. That's SKOOL contest. And then I'll give you the details on how to enter to win a free membership to the school community. So I'm really excited about what's coming up, guys. There's several new things on the website. Also, now you can go to evolvedmastery.com and you can actually listen to the podcast there. You can watch a free training that I have for you guys. And there's a lot of other goodies. And also, I have a big event update. My beautiful partner, Sean, and I are going to be hosting the Rejuvenated Soul Retreat 2026. And this is a spiritual retreat. And we're really excited about it. We're going to be diving deep, all the details for the retreat. If you want to get early access, if you want to get the early bird and save some money, it's going to be a 3-day retreat. But all the information, I won't get into that here. All the information is on the website, and the link is also in the show notes. So make sure you get down there, you check it out. And there's a lot of new things on the website. So if you have not checked out the Evolve Mastery website, if you haven't had a chance to take the assessment, the quiz is also on the website now. The podcast is on the website, and there's several other things on there. So you want to make sure you get on there, check it out, see what's coming. And there's also going to be a monthly free call that we host on Zoom that you guys are going to be able to be a part of. But you have to fill out the form if you want to be notified when we hold those things. Get on the list, get connected, and we're going to be sharing new updates. Also, a new blog is on the way. A lot of great things, guys. But listen, I want you guys to check it out if you're interested. We're going to be here for a good time, not for a long time, as always. But today's episode, the power of ownership. As I said before, we get one life. And so many times we wake up and we go through our motions each day, living life as though tomorrow is promised. How many of you can relate to that? When you wake up each day, do you wake up with intention? Do you wake up with focus? Do you wake up with discipline? Do you wake up with awareness of the life and the breath that you've been given and the opportunities to learn, to grow, to evolve, to be wiser, to be more efficient, to be more effective, to love yourself more deeply, to love others, to create more peace, to create more joy? How intentional are you about living this life? How intentional are you? You literally get one life. And I could say that over and over and over again, and there would be plenty of people who would still hear that, and they would waste their entire life today. They wouldn't sit with themselves. They wouldn't think about the moments that they have. They wouldn't think about how they're showing up right now to the point where they're willing to take action. And that's why we need to have this conversation about taking back your power of ownership. See, because that's what I've had to do so many times in my own journey. After my failed suicide attempt, when I became an entrepreneur, at the ending of my first marriage, so many different areas, so many different businesses that I've started. I had to take ownership of my reality because I realized that my life was the product of me. I realized that what I was manifesting or not manifesting was as a result of whether or not I was in alignment with my power and choosing to show up in every single moment to be an example. Was I perfect? No. But did I practice? Yes. And that's how I evolved. That's how I grew. That's how I got better. And that's what you're going to have to do. You may be in a place right now where you're looking around and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this situation. You may be in a situation where you know a season has come to an end and it's time for you to make a powerful pivot. It's time for you to step into something. You may be being pushed in a corner right now, and you know that the only way to come out of it is to come out of it fighting like you've never fought before, standing like you've never stood before, owning your voice and speaking up like you never have before. But understand this. That's your responsibility. Your life is your responsibility. It's based on your ability to respond. And so as you're sitting today, I want you to ask yourself, as you're going through the day, how am I choosing to respond with my ability to create the life and take ownership of each moment that I've been given? See, we can't, as adults, keep playing the victim. We can't keep going through the woe is me and nobody understands, because at the end of the day, nobody else is going to live your life. Nobody else is going to create changes for you. Nobody else is going to create that fulfillment and freedom that your soul truly desires. Only you can do that. And I know how easy it is to get knocked low and to get knocked down. You know, one of my favorite quotes is, and I've been meditating on this for a while, hard times create strong men create easy times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. We look at the world right now and we can see that a lot of people are facing hard times. If you've been facing a hard time, understand that it's developing a strength in you. Maybe you say, well, I've been facing hard times my entire life. Well, maybe, just maybe, that's because you have a great purpose on your life. You're not here to be like everybody else. Your spirit is being tested, prepared, and chosen to operate at a level to bring something special to this world. And if you can unlock it and you can step into it and you can receive that, with every one thing that you have experienced, there's at least 1 million people out there experiencing just one of those things that you get to be a leader and a guide and a mentor and a light to. And so I always say, pay attention. People come to me and they say, Princeton, how do I know what my purpose is? How do I know how to find my purpose? First thing that I ask them is, what have you been given the opportunity to grow through in your life? See, because this is one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn in my life, or rather I got to learn in my life after my life changed, and many times since then. It's that, again, as I stated previously, with every one thing that I've experienced, with every one challenge that I've been able to face, grow through, and overcome, I've been given tools and wisdom and expanded light to be able to guide other people through those same problems. I always used to say my life is cursed. You know, one person goes through this, one person goes through that, one person goes through this. I'm going through all of these things. What's wrong with me? Why is my life this way? Fast forward 20 plus years later, and here I am, written 3 books, have a podcast that reaches over 129 countries. I've worked with some of the best in the industry: Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Zig Ziglar, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Les Brown. Gotten to learn from a lot of different people and share stages with some amazing souls. And there's so much more that I've done between business development, entrepreneurial trainings, and coaching people worldwide. There's so many different things I've been given the opportunity to do with my life because I experienced what I experienced, and I got to learn what I got to learn, and I got to receive what I got to receive. And I took responsibility for my life. I took ownership of it. I said, this was given to me. I was chosen for this. I had to start communicating differently over my life because nobody was going to come and validate me. Nobody was going to come and speak life over me and tell me what I was. Only my spirit knew that. And I had to choose as a divine creator to start speaking what I knew I was, start speaking what I knew I had the power to create, but not just speak it. I had to start living like I believe it. And this is where I want to stop. And I want to talk about how if we're going to take ownership, we have to really start moving from a place of faith. See, a lot of people use the word faith wrong. The word faith in the Bible, there's a passage that says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, and it is the evidence of things unseen. See, when you really break that down, faith is an action word. It's not just something we think. And a lot of people use faith like a belief. I have faith the door is going to open. I have faith I'm going to meet that person. I have faith I'm going to make the money. I have faith in this. I have faith in that. But I don't say I have faith. I say I am faithing, meaning I am living out to be the substance of what I'm hoping for and the evidence of what I can't see in this moment. Every day I wake up, I am faithing what I am hoping for into action. I am faithing the evidence of what I can't currently see into action because I am a divine creator. As I said in my last podcast, we're all divine creators. What I think, what I say, what I do, how I respond in totality to my life is creating my reality. And if something is not manifesting, it's because how I am thinking, how I am speaking, and how I am showing up is not in alignment with that thing that I say I want to manifest. And so we have to take full ownership. If something is not manifesting, we need to be able to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I haven't been showing up. Something I tell my clients all the time is don't complain about the results you don't get from the work you don't do. Now, a lot of you may be struggling and you're like, I don't know what work to do. Well, that's why I'm here. And I gave you an exercise on the last podcast. I have the quiz and the free video on my website that walks you through realigning and getting back into that space completely free. That's why I've written books. Those books are also linked on the website. I have so many resources to guide you. I have traversed many different paths around the mountain, through the mountain, to the top of the mountain, so on and so forth. But my goal, anytime I work with anyone, anytime I write something, anytime I share something, is to enter into your life from the perspective of take my hand, let me walk with you. Let me show you how to walk this path. Let me show you how to navigate so that you can get there without having the same pitfalls that I had. Having a mentor, having a coach who's actually been through it is powerful because they can help you turn decades into days. They can help you navigate the journey in ways that would take you years to do it on your own. And that's why I always say you are your greatest investment. If you want to move out of what you're dealing with faster, then stick around, get connected, and work with me. If you want to elongate the process and maybe do it on your own, then I have books, I have the podcast. Like I said, more episodes, more conversations are coming. Maybe you're just in a place where you're like, I'd love to work with you, but financially I'm struggling right now. We'll stay connected. I also have the school community that's $97 a month. And there's multiple trainings in there, new trainings that are going to be added every month that you're going to get access to. My point is, you don't have to operate in this space alone. You don't have to stay stuck where you are. There's help. And see, on my journey, I sought out help. I did whatever it took to get the information that I needed to get. And so many times I said, I wish somebody would just come and tell me what to do so that I could be what I know that I'm being called to be. I don't want to do it alone. Like I didn't want to do it alone. I've been alone most of my life. I didn't want to keep doing it alone. And so books became my best friends. I would read for hours every day, take notes. And I would ask myself, based on what I've read today, what can I apply today? And then what can't I apply right now, but I'm preparing to apply? I would take notes. And then based on what I could apply right now, I would take the steps. Based on what I couldn't apply, I would put that into a separate column in my notebook so that I could come back and I would revisit it every week. And those would be the things that I would check on, because in order to take ownership of your life, like I had to, you have to be mindful of how you show up. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to be responsible with your time. You have to be responsible with your attention. You have to be responsible with your energy, because where your focus goes, your energy flows. If your energetic state, if your spirit is off, it's because you're focusing on something that's off. You are so special. If you're listening to this, I don't care what time it is. I don't care what day it is. I don't care where you are in your life right now. You are so special. And one of the most powerful gifts that you have been given is the gift of free will. One of the most powerful gifts that you've been given is the ability to wake up each day with 2 C's, a chance and a choice. And so you have to ask yourself, am I willing to take ownership over the chances and the choices that I am being given every day? That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Depending on where you find yourself currently, it may be very challenging, but you have to ask yourself, is my life worth it? Is this breath that I am breathing worth it? What am I willing to do? Where am I willing to work? What am I willing to step into? Where am I willing to evolve in my life? There's never anything holding you back. If you are an able-minded, able-bodied adult, you have nothing but power on your side. And that may mean you have to be very uncomfortable. That may mean you may have to ask for help. That may mean you have to stretch yourself, because you have put yourself in a place where you have given so much of your power away because you haven't taken ownership. For whatever the reason is, the reason is not important. What matters is that in this season, in this moment, you begin to take back your power. You begin to take back ownership. I don't care who said what. I don't care who didn't show up. I don't care how people have judged you. I don't care how you've judged yourself or criticized yourself. I know that we can be hard on ourselves, and nobody can be harder on us than we can on ourselves. I know that the programming that we operate in is based in programming that we created. But can you take ownership of that too? How you think, how you see the world, how you show up is rooted in programming that you created within the identity that you operate in. And you have to shift that identity, because as a man thinketh, so that man becomes. Whatever you believe to be true, whether it is true factually or inherently or not, is what you're going to perceive. Whatever you believe to be a problem, you're going to see as a problem and not an opportunity for growth. If you change the way you see things, the things you see will change. But in most cases, it's hard to change the way you see things if you don't change the identity that's perceiving what you're observing. And that's what my real method is all about. It's about reclaiming your power, reclaiming your authority so that you can embody a new identity to fully align with the aspects of you and your power, and that identity that's going to assist you in leading the life that you truly desire. As I talked about in the last podcast, it's time to get real. Are you willing to get real? Are you willing to do the hard thing? Say the hard thing. Are you willing to step in all the way? Are you willing to be vulnerable while owning your power? See, when my life changed, I had to take full ownership, and I had to tell myself, Princeton, you are where you are because you choose to be there. Now that's hard to hear, because when you're struggling and you're in a victim state, nobody wants to believe that they are where they are because of their decisions. In my relationships, I didn't play the victim. If something happened that was out of alignment for me, guess what? I chose those partners. I chose those experiences. I chose those situations. And as a result, I am where I am, or rather, I was where I was experiencing what I was experiencing. My life, my reality was a direct reflection of me. And I had to choose to be new. I had to choose to think new. I had to choose to take ownership and not blame the external things, which were only mirroring to me how I was showing up or failing to show up in my life. I stopped playing the blame game. I stopped sitting around moping and crying, because I was prone to depression. But I was prone to depression, or rather, I had an identity of circulating depressive thoughts for long periods of time, which took me into a state of energetic depression. That's what happens when you don't move your energy in a positive way. When you don't create, your soul begins to sink. And we begin to complain, and all of a sudden we go into every negative spin out cycle that we can go into. And next thing you know, we don't want to get out of the bed, don't want to take a shower, don't want to brush our teeth, don't want to get up, just want to binge watch and not be productive at all. I've been there, and I know how easy it is to be there, but I also understand how easy it is to get out of it if you can shift out of that broken identity that's lying to you and keeping you where you are because you were born for so much more. And as you can hear, like, I am passionate about this. I want to see people break free because I know what it feels like to be on the other side of it. Where I come from, most people that are born there die there. They end up going through the motions, and for some of them, it's okay. But there are plenty of people who I also know there who had big dreams and big visions at one point, and I watched them die. And at an early age, when my life changed, I said, it will not be me. I will not be a victim of circumstance when I understand I dictate the circumstance. And even though I can't dictate what happens all the time, I can always dictate how I choose to think, speak, and respond to or through what happens. I get to decide what manner of man I'm going to be. You get to decide what manner of man or woman you're going to be. You get to choose the path ahead. There are an infinite number of possibilities in front of you. And every time you think something, speak something, or respond a certain way, you enter into one of those infinite number of realities. And it's always changing. There's a version of you that's highly successful. There's a version of you that didn't make it to today. There's a version of you who is happily married with a partner. There's a version of you who is in jail. There's a plethora of versions of you that could have potentially been. But here you are now. What will you do next? What path will you choose? How will you choose to think from this moment forward? How will you choose to operate from this moment forward? How will you choose to show up in your life, communicate within your life? What chances and choices are you willing to take? What hard things, quote unquote, are you willing to do? Because you get to choose your hard. You can choose the hard of staying where you are and perpetually creating the insanity and the reality that you don't love. Or you can choose the hard of the challenge of evolution to become the version of you that you know that you were born to be. And I'm here to guide you in that process. You are not alone. None of us, as I always say, own the patent to pain. We all experience it, and we all wake up, as I said, with a chance and a choice every single day to decide what life we're going to create with what we have left. And so as I begin to close, I want to ask, who are you willing to become? What are you willing to do? And are you willing to take ownership of your responsibility to do it? Because at the end of the day, it's all on you. At the end of the day, nobody's coming to save you from your identity, from your choices, from your chosen state of being. As much as we want it, nobody's going to change our life for us. We can have people come in and sympathize and empathize with us, and it'll feel good for a season, feel good for a short period of time, but nothing will change. But listen, guys, as I told you, I am dedicated to guiding you. I want you to keep coming back. I want you to make sure you subscribe to the podcast and share it. If you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. Tell them about it. Help me reach more people. My goal is to reach 1,000 people within the next 2 months. That's my goal with this podcast. You guys get to help me do it. Share it in your stories, share clips of it on your social media, text it to friends, text the links to friends, and go to the website. Take the quiz, the assessment that I have on there, and see what your patterns reveal about you. Are you in a space of being a seeker? Are you in the space of being a builder? Or are you in a space of being a leader that's growing into something new? In each level, as I said in the last podcast, we grow through these levels on every level that we step into. I'm always meeting a new version of me, and each new version of me starts off seeking, then builds. And with each new level of me, I start seeking, get new information, embody new wisdom, shift the identity, build a new reality, and lead in a new way as I continue to evolve. And this happens over and over again, as I talked about on the last podcast. But guys, there's so many opportunities available for you. Every single breath is a new moment. Every single breath is an opportunity to step into something new. If you feel like you're out of alignment right now and you know you're called for more, but you can't quite put your finger on it, and you're looking for a little advice on what you can do next or why this is happening, go check out the free video training on my website and see if it guides you. And then from there, if you feel led to, join my community on School. There's courses on there. There's going to be new trainings. There's going to be opportunities for you to engage and show up in a way that allows you to be there and be supported and ask questions. But you have to take the step. You have to make yourself worth it, because only you can take ownership of the life that you truly desire, or you can settle with the one that you've created now. If you're still listening to this podcast, that lets me know that something in you knows you're ready for change. But ask yourself, what am I willing to do to take ownership of it so that I can step into that change, to be the change that I want to see in my life, so that I can be the change that I want to see in my world and the world. Listen, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Evolved Mastery. Again, we will have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you have that subscribe button on. Make sure you leave a rating. Make sure you leave a review and share. Help me to reach my goal of 1,000 people within the next 2 months. I believe we can go faster than that, but I really want to expand reach. My goal is impact. I want to impact over 1 million people within the next year. And I know that's a big goal that I've set for myself, but I believe that together we can do it. And together we can add light to the world and share this wisdom with the world, this inspiration, this power, this guidance with the millions who need it. It's time to change the world, and I'm just doing my part, and you can help me do that. But you can also do yours by evolving, growing, becoming the light that you were born to be. You are not your situation. You are not your circumstances. You are not what you've been through. You are what you choose to be right now. And all you have to do is shift the identity to believe, so that you can start faithing into action, that substance and that evidence into your life to manifest that flow, that fulfillment, and that freedom. Guys, thanks again. Man, it's always so hard to leave you guys, but I'm off this time. But again, go check out the Evolve Mastery website at evolvemastery.com. New stuff on there, lots of things on there, more to come. There's also going to be a new blog that's going to be going up before the end of the week. So make sure you get over there, check it out. If you want to stay up to date, new events, we have the Rejuvenated Soul Retreat 2026 that's going to be happening in August. My beautiful partner, Sean, and I are going to be hosting that. So all the information for that is on the events page on the website as well. And tickets are going to go up soon. But if you want to get notified when they go on sale so that you can get their early bird ticket, it's going to be a 3-day event. Pricing is already available, but lots of great stuff. So go check out the information for that and so much more, guys. But listen, you've stayed with me this long. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. And I look forward to hearing from you. So reach out to me on social media, Instagram at Princeton Clark. But all my social media links, if you want to reach me on LinkedIn or any other platform, all my links for how you can reach me are also on my website. Just scroll to the bottom and you'll see it there. But guys, go out, take ownership, take back your power, step into the creative essence of what you've divinely been called to be, and be the change that you want to see. Until next time, have a great one.
Yes, I am. 100 miles up, say yes, I can. Is it all love? Say yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's my life, so I tell